So let us all stand for our prayer. Oh, good morning, class.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you today?
We're very fine, ma'am.
Well, that's good to hear that. So you may now take your seat. So, class, we're going to check our attendance for today. Is there anyone absent for today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, before we proceed to our next discussion this morning, let us know first our rules. So, our rules for during our class discussion, everyone is expected to cooperate and participate. Number 2, raise your right hand and if they want to answer. And avoid going in and out. Avoid talking to your seatmates and also put their cell phone to the bag or keep it silent. So, before we proceed to our topic this morning, let us have a short review for our what was our previous lesson. So class, what our previous lesson, no?
Our topic last meeting was all about the operant conditioning of B.F. Skinner.
So very good. That is operant conditioning, right? So, what is operant conditioning?
Operant conditioning or instrumental conditioning is a theory of learning where the behavior is influenced by its consequences.
So very good. It is a method of learning that uses rewards and punishments. Through operant conditioning, behavior is rewarded is likely to be repeated. So while behavior that is punished to prone class happen. So class, do you have any questions or clarification about our previous lessons?
None, ma'am.
Okay. If none, let's proceed to our another lesson. Based on the activity, what do you think our lesson for today?
Our lesson for today is all about the cognitive theory.
Very good. Our lesson for today is all about the cognitive theory of Jean Piaget. But before we proceed to our proper discussion, let us know first our lesson objectives. So everyone can be read.
Given the materials and activities, the students are expected to do the following at least 75% of level accuracy. A. Define what is cognitive theory. Dramatize the 4 stages of cognitive development and value the importance of cognitive development.
Yes, that is our objectives for today. Do you have any idea what is cognitive theory of language acquisition?
I think cognitive theory is a language acquisition is based on the aspect that a child develops language as he develops the intellect.
Very good. We can use cognitive theory to help us understand how human beings learn languages, whether the first language or the second language. So, the cognitive theory of language acquisition was first proposed by Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget in 1530s. And also, he believes that children do not think like adults, and so before they can begin to develop language, they must first actively construct their own. So, understanding the world, their own understanding of the world through their interaction with the environment. So, for example, a child first become aware of a concept such as cat, and afterward do they acquire the words that convey the concept. Understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
So Piaget believed that cognitive development occurs as a child mind involves through a series of set stages, and till they such an adult. Piaget named this the 4 stages of cognitive development. So, anyone from the class have an idea about the 4 stage of cognitive theory? So, the 4 stages of cognitive development by John Piaget. So, what are the 4 cognitive development from John Piaget?
The 4 stages of cognitive development are sensory, motor, pre-operational, concrete, operational, formal, operational stage.
So, let's know first the seminatory stage. The child is 18 to 24 months. At this age, the use of language extends primarily to babies and few spoken words, just like babbling, ba ba ba, or saying few words like mama and papa. And for the pre-operational stages, the pre-operational stages is at the child age 2 to 7 years old. Children begin to develop symbolic thought and can create an internal representation of the world via language and mental imagery. So, for example, instead of saying out, a child may begin to say, "Mommy, go out." So, the children cannot yet think logically and still have a very egocentric view of the world. So, now let's proceed to create operational stage. So, it takes place from age 7 to 11. So, at this age, children understand concepts such as time, numbers, and object properties, and gain reasoning and topic. So, which allows them to realize that their beliefs and speaks greater detail their own thoughts and the world around them. And for the formal operation stage, in this stage, takes place from 12 children can engage in higher reasoning and think and speak about the abstract such as hypothetical, morals, and political system. Do you have any questions or clarification about our topic this morning?
None, ma'am.
Okay, if none, I have an activity, but before that, I will group you first into 4 groups. So, since you already have your group, everyone, dramatize the 4 stages of cognitive development, and each group will be given into 2 minutes to plan for your presentation. So, the group 1 was all about the sensory motor stage, and the group 2 was all about the pre-operational stages or stage, and the group 3 was all about the concrete operational stage, and lastly group 4 was all about the formal operational stage. So, the presentation is 20% imagination, 30%, and the total is 50 points. So, are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, you may now go to your group. In order for me to understand the lesson, if you really understand the lesson, I will ask you for questions. So, what is cognitive theory of language acquisition?
The cognitive theory of language acquisition is based on the aspect that a child develops language as he develops the intellect.
So, very good. What are the 4 stages of cognitive development?
Sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational stage.
So, very good. And why this is theory is important? Anyone can hands up.
It is important because you can use cognitive theory to help us understand how human beings learn the languages.
Okay, so very good. Always remember that language is essentially unlimited. So, as there is no cognitive limit to one's understanding of the world at this stage. So, class, any questions about or clarification about our lesson for today?
None, ma'am.
Okay. So, if none, let's have a short quiz. Okay. We have our short quiz in this morning. So, write D if the statement is true and write F if the statement is false. Okay. Understand? So, number 1 question. The cognitive theory of language acquisition was first proposed by Swiss psychologist and Jean Piaget in 1930s. True or false? Number 2. The 4 stages of cognitive development are sensorimotor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational stage. True or false? Number 3. Children cannot learn through their symbolic tones. True or false? Number 4. In concrete operational stage, at this stage, children cannot understand the concepts such as time, numbers, and object properties. True or false? Number 5. In sensorimotor stage, children can engage in higher reasoning and think and speak about the abstracts such as hypotheticals, morals, and political system. True or false? Okay, let's have check our quiz for today. So number 1, answer. Number 1, answer true. Number 2, true. Number 3, false. Number 4, false. And number 5 is false. So, who got the perfect score 5 out of 5 score? Okay, kindly pass the paper forward. Last, so for today, we have an assignment. So, our assignment for today is to create a graphic organizer of the 4 stages of cognitive development by Jean Piaget. So, do it in a long bond paper and also pass it on next meeting.